Hey everyone, do you have Dewalt tools with these rechargeable 20-volt batteries? If so, this video is here to show you what other accessories you can get that will use these 20-volt batteries. Now, I've used Craftsman, Skill, Greenworks, other types of tools, but I've kind of defaulted to these Dewalts just because there are so many options I have for the batteries. So again, the purpose of this video is not necessarily to show you the common stuff that you're going to see every day, the saws, the drills, and stuff like that, but kind of more unusual type of items that you can use these 20-volt batteries for. And before we get into it, listen to the sound between a brushless and a non-brushless. I always go for the brushless option if I get a chance, just because it does deliver quite a bit more power. So anyhow, you probably already have your drivers and your drill. Let's look at some other things you may not have thought of. Okay, the first two things I'm going to show you are this little light, flashlight, which isn't really that mind-altering and that awesome, but it's relatively inexpensive and it's great for power outages, right? So you have a flashlight here handy. You've got these rechargeable batteries that are probably have power. So during a power outage or in your vehicle, it's always great to have an extra flashlight. So nothing too crazy, but it's a place to start. Up next is the power washer. I'd love to take it out of this box and show you. In fact, I will. How cool it is. But unfortunately, my garage wasn't set up like I thought. And I actually put a bunch of stakes in the box. I was real excited. I thought, hey, I actually put my power washer back into the box that it came with, but then I realized right before I did this video that, in fact, I did not. But anyhow, I still want to talk about this power washer. It is good things and bad things. The great thing is that it uses a battery, right? So your 20-volt battery plugs right into it, and it gives you probably about, I don't know, maybe 50% more power than what you'd get just from a water hose. Not a great amount of power. It's definitely not like anything you use with the gas powered, unlike some other tools. But it's okay. Another thing that's nice is that you can put water in a bucket, drop a hose from this power washer, and spray without the need for an external water source. So if you're at the lake and you want to wash down your boat, you drop a hose into the lake, or you drop a hose into a bucket, you connect that to the power washer, and you can spray it off. So that works pretty well. Again, it's not, in that case, it's barely more power than actually using just a water hose, but it's a source of water. A couple things I don't care for. The fitting for the hose is plastic, and it's just not great. There's a lot of flex in there, and I always feel like it's going to kind of fall off or break. So it feels kind of cheap and flimsy. So I've not had it break yet, but and I understand why they might not want to use the brass fitting, because things have a tendency to lock up and seize up. But I would definitely want to use something better than the plastic fitting that they have on here. The second thing is, man, the battery doesn't last that long. Even with the larger like 6 ampere-hour batteries, you're going to get maybe 5 or 10 minutes of power spraying before it kind of peters out. So it's a cool little handy tool. Without the battery, it's not super expensive, but you know, keep your expectations in line. The flashlight, well, you know, it's a flashlight, so what's not to like? These next two tools I'll classify as environmental, meaning it's to improve your environment. One I love, one is just kind of okay. Can you guess which is which? The fan is the one I love. We use this fan all the time for a variety of purposes. Unlike the power washer, a 6 ampere-hour battery is going to last you all day. It doesn't put out a tremendous amount of air. There are better battery rechargeable fans out there. The one we also like is from Geek Air. I may have to do a video on that later. But this Dewalt 20-volt battery fan is just perfect for a lot of things. Again, if you have a power outage, this 6 ampere-hour battery is going to run it all night. You don't have to worry about it. So you have one battery, you got a fan, it's going to last all night. Camping, put it in your tent, it's going to move air around all night. Softball games, baseball games, you see them all the time. People just aim them up and boom, they got air going on them. So again, it's not a tremendous amount of air, but it's not bad. You can definitely feel it. It's got these hooks on the back of it to hook it to a chair or to a fence. It's not top heavy. It doesn't want to tip over, which is great. It's got a guard on it so little fingers don't get into it. It really is a great fan. One of the things we use it for is car rider line for when we pick up our daughter at school. You know, you're not supposed to run your engine, so guess what? You can put a fan on, right? No one knows that. No one knows different. The next one is also pretty cool. It's the heater. It uses a propane tank right here, goes into the side, and then you just turn the knob and light it up. Now, it doesn't always light perfectly, which is one issue I have with it. But the bigger issues are, one, it doesn't put out a tremendous amount of heat. It does okay, but if you're more than a few feet away, you're not going to feel it on a cold day. The next one is any air blows out the pilot and it turns off. So when we use it actually at the ball fields, it's not uncommon if there's any wind at all that I have to relight it every 5 or 10 minutes because it goes out. It really needs a way to kind of be shielded from the air so it doesn't go to turn off. Oh, it's on right now. So we just turn it up. And there we go. So you probably can't see that it's on, but it's actually on. It has a built-in fan, which is okay. It doesn't put out a lot of air again, but not bad. One of the nice features about it, again, for like camping and things, is it's got portable USB plugs for 5 volts, so you can charge your different devices right there off of it. So again, you got your automatic pilot light, you've got the USBs, you've got a light someplace on here. Oh, it's in the back. And so from a camping standpoint, it really isn't that bad. It's not, again, don't have your expectations too high and think it's going to warm up this entire room outside, but you can feel the heat for sure. So again, it's not that expensive, and if you've already got the batteries serve just for the blower, and it will go forever. So the biggest consumable for it, of course, is obviously these little propane tanks right here that go on the side. But it's pretty easy to use. We see them again all the time at the ball field. We made it to my favorite 2 products from Dewalt. The first one here is a generator. And it does require you to buy additional batteries. Actually, you need 4 of them. And I don't just use normal batteries. I use these 9 ampere hour FLEXVOLT that are both 60 volt and 20 volt. That way, if you have other power tools and things that need more battery or need 60 volts, you've got them right here. They last forever. But this is a generator. So it's great for job sites where you can't use a gas-powered generator. Maybe it's for sound reasons, or you're in an enclosed area and you can't have the gases. But this one works great. So you just turn it on. You got a plug here on the side. You plug into your extension cord or your whatever you want to use to distribute your power, and you're ready to go. It's 15 amps out, full amps out, so it converts your DC current to AC. So you can run a refrigerator for a while on it. You can run power tools for a long time on it. And then once you charge it, you just plug a cord into the side and it charges each of the 4 batteries evenly. So again, there's a lot to be said about this kind of portable generator. I want to do a video where I compare it to the Honda, just to give you kind of a feel for how it stacks up. Obviously it doesn't use gas, and so these batteries will run down, and it will run down based on how much power you're pulling. If you have it hooked up to a fan, for instance, or a radio, it's going to last days probably. If you have it hooked up to your refrigerator, then it's not going to last as long. So just kind of keep that in mind. You have the length that it will last. It's letting me know I took a battery out of it. Will be based on the batteries you have still on it. So you know, the bigger the batteries, the longer it'll last. These 60 volt 9 ampere hour batteries, I believe, are the biggest ones that you can get at this time. All right, now, actually, crazily, it's my favorite product. These little shears. How in the world are these my favorite? Right? It's just basically glorified scissors, except it's not. You're outside, you need to trim a branch. Oh, it's the bigger branch. You know? These things are amazing. Like, there's no need for a saw. If you can get it in, be careful about putting your finger in there, but if you can get it inside these blades, it's going to cut through it. And it might take a couple little pushes of the trigger, but it's going to go through it. They're actually pretty amazing. It's got a little light here in case you want to clip things at dark. I don't do that, but maybe you want to. I don't. So that's pretty cool, and I've used these for hours at a time, truthfully. And the battery, it almost doesn't draw anything from the battery. You know, it's just a little simple step motor, but it's very powerful and it does just a fantastic job. Almost so where you don't even need any kind of saw. You can get these little blades on it, you're ready to go. So let's see if we can show you a little closer. So, and like I said, they're just amazing. Ready? Do it all day. You can do it all day. So again, surprisingly, it's my favorite tool out of all of these. Just because I use it pretty often, really. The battery slides in, you know, you can easily use the regular battery you use for your drill because it doesn't need, you know, a 6 ampere hour battery. You can go with a 1.5 or a 3. A 3 will last you, I don't even know how many clips, but a lot. So what do you think? What tool do you use that I didn't mention? Because I love me some tools, and I'd love to check it out. So leave me a comment and let me know, and if you want to see a more in-depth review, let me know that too, and I think I'll post them. So take care and have a great day, and stay plugged in.